Hello and welcome to episode 18 of the Dark Tower. Today we're going to pick up where we left off last time and look at those bees that we found down in the mines. And then we're going to work on the floor for the tower. It appears that I have some visitors from the other side of the portal. There was another one wandering around a little while ago. Now, this tower over here I have been working on, and it's now basically identical to the other tower. So it also needs the next level as well. And I should probably start thinking about working on the other two towers at some point in time. But I'm not going to do that today, so. There. Can I push you back through the portal? Come on. Back where you belong. So, first order of business is a centrifuge. I did some more mining, got me some copper, so I should be able to build a centrifuge. I seem to have too much stuff. Got all my filler stuff. Centrifuge. Yeah, I can do that. Like so. And centrifuge. Just going to toss this over here somewhere, like right here for now, and borrow clockwork engine. And now we need some, for grins and giggles, let's do these ones first. I don't know what any of these provide. I haven't seen them before, so we'll start with the Forgotten Combs. I already had a lever. Fuel. We got some fuel here. Just to speed things up a little. Pulsating propolis. Amnesiac wax. Can make magic capsules. Essence of everlasting durability. It's used to make frames of various kinds, apparently. What about this? Pulsating mesh. I never did quite figure out what the pulsating mesh was for. Oh, I guess you can make ender pearls from it. Well, we know what ender pearls are for. Now, those magic capsules. I need 3 magic wax to make a magic capsule. Which I don't got enough of any of that stuff, so. Back into the crate you go. And refractory wax. We know what that's for. Not quite sure what the recipe is, though. Also 3. And it can be used just to make the capsules, looks like. Mundane combs. I don't know if those are not the ones you get from the redstone bees, I don't think. Those are desert, jungle, marshy, plain old honeycombs. This thing's got an animated texture. I guess it was one of those things. It must be the mundane comb. Okay, 1 drop of honey and some wax, and we'll do the mundane combs now. So, find our bee analyzer that we made last time. Find us one of those bees. Let's go with an Oblivion Princess. Ooh, aggressive. They need endstone, it looks like. Cold climates, that's interesting. And normal humidity. Lots of nice bonuses. Produces those combs which give me ender pearls eventually. That page appears to be new. I don't remember that page. See what else we got here. We have a tuned princess. These clockwork engines are really nice for these simple machines. Nope, I already looked at you. Tuned flowers. Normal. Produce mundane combs. Nope, you will not prosper here. And apparently it produces magic wax in small quantities. Let's get rid of some of this other stuff. And supposedly these magic capsules can hold more than a bucket's worth, I think. Not entirely sure. If that's the case, I can't actually fill it from water in the world, apparently. So, into the chest of useless junk you go. else we got? Simmering. I don't know where I got this. Phosphor. Now that phosphor, I can use it to make lava, I believe. Combine it with sand in a squeezer and you get lava. Or cobblestone. Could be useful. Maybe. Just a random useless chunk you go as well. The refractory wax I can use to make some refractory capsules, which I can use then for lava. So I'll stick in there for the moment. And the beeswax, the normal capsules, which I can use instead of all the tin I've been using. We'll also stick those in there. Now, I want to know if there's any other of these bees. We've got an unusual, sorceress, a steadfast, and water's not terribly useful, I know, and I've got a whole bunch out there chugging away, but they're one of the few bees that I know works in damp biomes, which the Flying Mountains is a damp biome. So, mystical. Normal, of course, and produces mundane. Unusual, also normal, and also produces mundane. Sorceress. Hot and arid. Yeah, that's not happening. Oops, that would be the wrong chest. So it appears I'm stuck with marshy bees for the moment. Unless I can breed some tolerant. Let's see here. Where did all those go? I had some... Oh, tropical. I could probably do tropical. I think they would work. And just checking to see if any of these that I tossed in here. Temperature. Looking for tolerances. Not a whole lot in the way of tolerances. But I can do tropical bees. Unfortunately, tropical bees are painful. Because they have this poison ability, so... But they are... have quite a bit of tolerances. But this this biome, I think, is a normal damp biome. Yep, normal damp. Let's look at one of these. Marshy. Now marshy bees are a good base to work with here because they're quite tolerant. So I could probably breed some of these other bees with the marshy queen and get something interesting that would work here. But I'll figure that out later. I know breeding is not the most entertaining thing to watch. So, find all my filler stuff and we can start working on that floor. I think we'll leave this here and take our clockwork engine. I think I have everything I need out of here. So, we're going to come up here and I guess we'll put a marker here. And a marker here to start with. But then I need to come out here somewhere. Something like so, I guess. Nope, that didn't work. There we go. Nope. That didn't work. There we go. So we'll fill this north bricks. I have a bunch more. You see from the trees over there, I've been collecting spruce. Oop. Now we'll attach this, charge it up, and then go sleep. I don't think I can get that marker from down here. Some more spruce wood down here. We used to fill in that one row over here. Oop. So I'm not entirely positive I want it that close to the fireplace. But we'll figure it out. We'll do the other sides and then decide what we're going to do with the center. I looked up all the rules for wood catching on fire and it should be safe. Okay, we'll do the same thing on this side. That marker's gone. These markers don't have very long lifespans. They invariably get lost, discarded. So we'll fill this in and recharge the engine. And then do this side. I think I actually like it a little bit farther away, so I'll be removing this stuff here. And we'll want to light this because I probably have mobs spawning if I don't. And actually this is wrong because I want to take this off. fence around it or something, and not quite sure how I want the wall. Because I can't really do my typical thing. Like I did with the other tower with the windows down a layer below, unless I do something weird with I don't think I can do that, because then it looks like the wooden planks are somewhat unsupported. Unless I did something even more creative down below. Let's try this. Take this out. This out as well. I think I want abyssal blocks for this. So if I put abyssal blocks across here, like so, and I can then put my glass in here. But we'll have to come down here, and you see I don't like that, so we're gonna have to do something creative to make it look supported. So these will also be these blocks. I don't know. Not entirely thrilled with that. Looks a bit oppressive. So I think perhaps this level will not have sunken glass. So I'm not sure how much you could see anyways because of that lower. Yeah, I don't think I could just go from the ground up. Get rid of this. that back and find our wood again. Put our torches back up. Do I have any glass? Must have some glass. Yeah, I got some glass. Fill that back in. Put this back the way it was. And then we can take our glass over here and like so. Yeah, I don't think I could get much better view than that anyway, so we'll leave it like that. For the moment. I'm quite fond of being able to see out of houses, which you've probably noticed. That'll go up like so. That was one of the things I was concerned about when doing this design, is because it's a little bit harder to make everything out of glass with this particular setup. If I'm not doing a domed house or something like that. Nope, that's too tall. Leave it. Needs to be that tall eventually anyways. Yep. We'll cut it off for now. So that's the beginning of our second level. I need to put together some railings, probably out of wooden posts from railcraft. Since the dark creosoted wood will probably look the best. I'd like to do some kind of pattern on this wooden floor as well, but I think in order to make that look decent, I need some wood that I don't have. So that's going to be a long-term goal once I get tree breeding going. So let's come over here and take a look at it from this other tower. Now the floor above this one will probably be open air. One of these levels I want to be open air, and I want the cloud level to go through that level, but I may have to adjust the clouds, or looks like it would not be the level beyond that one, but maybe the one after that. One of the two, we'll see. Now, as I stated before, this tower is going to be the basically agricultural tower. Eventually, I'll move all my other stuff out, and we'll have solely stuff that deals with agricultural products, like the bees and the farming and stuff. in the biomass. One of the upper floors will have a biomass distillery, or ethanol distillery, probably. And even up higher somewhere, we're probably going to need a massive, massive bee storage area. That's going to be fun to put together. I'm not quite sure how I want to lay that out, but it's going to be absolutely huge because I'm going to need a chest for every pure blood strain bee. And probably more than a few for mixed breeds too. So, looks like I'm not sure if I actually have. Get some water in those capsules and make some more glass, I suppose. But, anyways, once again, time for a status update about railcraft and buildcraft for 1.6. Well, we have so far buildcraft is coming along pretty good. It's going to be the power API is pretty stable. The trigger API is a bit in flux, and I don't think I have any more glass. Trigger API is a bit in flux, and going to need to update everything. It only took me about 5 minutes to update railcraft to the new trigger API. Changes are pretty minor. Railcraft's not doing quite as hot as buildcraft. It's still got. I've managed to bring the number of compile errors down from the hundreds to the tens. But it's still not very pretty. Got a lot to do. Didn't realize quite how much the liquid changes, which is primarily what I'm updating. How much the liquid changes touched everything. Basically, the two major changes in 1.6 was the resource packs and the liquid changes. Now, the liquid changes were Forge is doing. Once again, too much stuff in my inventory. So yes, the liquid changes are Forge is doing, and there are admittedly some issues with new liquid blocks, which may or may not delay buildcraft. Probably won't affect railcraft, but there's some major issues with how the blocks behave in the world that have caused issues with oil wells that frankly are not acceptable for release products. So that needs to get fixed first, and I think King Lemming is currently on vacation or something, so I don't know when that's going to happen. But if you feel adventurous, you can actually compile buildcraft and run it for 1.6. It probably won't work with most other mods out there quite yet, but it works by itself mostly. There's probably still a lot of bugs that we have not found, so. Anyways, that's about where we stand, and I hope you enjoyed this episode as well. And the tower is starting to actually look like a tower, and, well, I guess I will catch you guys next time.